Hello YouTube, I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney and we're answering a question from Pamaroon, YouTube user Pamaroon. And her question, which she posted 4 days ago, reads as such. In the general terms of work politics, is HR always for management? If so, how can HR be a neutral entity within the company in terms of the professional workplace for the employee? Sorry, I misunderstood the question. Okay, so I think two parts to your question. One, is HR always for management? Yes. HR exists purely to protect the employer. You can tell because the employer pays HR, right? Now, sometimes protecting the employer will take the form of doing the right thing for the employee, but that's only when they think it will limit liability on a future case, right? HR's goal is to protect the employer at any cost, and occasionally that takes the form of helping the employee, which will then protect the employer from a claim. And the second part of the question is, essentially, if HR is always for management, how can we stop that? How can we make them neutral, right? And I would say that probably cannot be done in a world where HR receives a salary from the employer, right? If you're beholden to an entity for your money that you use to survive, then you're going to necessarily have some allegiance to that entity. And a lot of you might be saying, I hate my employer. I have no allegiance to them. Sure, but you also need your salary, right? And if you're doing things that imperil your salary, which is the money you use to purchase shelter, right? Your apartment, your mortgage, whatever it is, buy food for you and your family, the calories you need to survive, right? Pay for gas, yeah. Pay for internet, like all the things in your life that you need in order to be alive or comfortable, they probably come from your employer, unless you're independently wealthy, or you're an independent contractor, in which case you don't probably have an employer necessarily in the common sense, right? So you would almost have to, pardon, I think you would almost have to have an outside entity, like an HR company that was not paid by the employer at all. And I don't really know how that'd be possible. There's greater minds than mine, certainly, that could think up a way, but I don't think it does necessarily exist. I think what you're imagining there is beautiful. It's a beautiful concept. Stop the bad acts before they happen instead of going to litigation. I love that. I would love to be out of a job. Be thrilled. I'll find something else. Don't worry about me. I just don't know how possible it is. So remember, HR is your enemy. Even if you're in HR, the rest of HR is your enemy. Just kidding. I'm not kidding at all. And I know lots of great HR professionals who are very good at their job and do help employees. Don't get me wrong, right? I'm not hating on HR. I'm just saying it's a really tough gig, and sometimes HR is called upon to do very ugly things. If this was helpful, like and subscribe. It does help me to help more people that are just like you.